Ow! Thank you for clicking on this video. We're going to talk Titans, Ravens. Huge game coming up right after the bumper.
Easy. Hey, kid!
We can't run it to the right.
Hey, come on, Nate, come on.
We're going to run it to the left, but we probably shouldn't.
I run through the pad like I'm Derrick Henry.
All right, so coming to this game, there's going to be a lot of bad blood. I mean, the previous meeting between these two teams earlier this year, when you had Malcolm Butler and the team coming out to the center of the field on the logo, you had John Harbaugh coming out there trying to confront them about it. They didn't shake hands at the end of the game. You know, just a lot of just bad blood. And the last two meetings, we beat their ass. And, you know they're going to come out with revenge, which is, I'm going to get into that later, how I think that really is truly going to affect this game. So Baltimore is going to come into the game on a hot streak, winning their last 5 games, which is, that's kind of scary because, you know, they needed 5 just to get into the playoffs. And every game towards the end of the season was a playoff game for them. If they lost, they were out. And, you know, they went 5-0, even though the teams they beat, you know, it wasn't no crazy teams that, you know, was like, oh, that's scary. They beat teams that they should have beaten. And, yeah, and then they put up, 404 rushing yards on the Bengals. That's insane. We definitely have to take them serious and know what we're going up against going to Sunday. During that 5-game stretch, I mean, they're putting up about 37 points per game. Titans defense are allowing about 30 points a game our last 5. So we have to really tighten up. We kind of mirror each other, like we know how each other is going to play. The Ravens are coming in with the #1 rushing attack. They ranked first in the NFL, and Titans are right there behind them with second. And we have the league-leading NFL rusher. They have the league-leading quarterback rusher. So we really mirror each other. This is where it's going to differ. The Ravens, their pass offense is ranked dead last in the NFL at 32nd, and our pass defense is ranked 29th in the NFL. You know, they're putting up Ravens are averaging about 80 yards in the air. That may play a role, but we make every quarterback look like Patrick Mahomes. So I don't know what we're going to do differently. At the end of the day, we're going to have to stop the run because the passing offense is unpredictable. He could literally go out here and throw for 5 touchdowns or literally come out here and throw 2 picks. We don't know what's going to happen just yet. We're going to have to let the game play out and see how it goes. All right, we're going to get into some injuries. I don't know if Roger Saffold is going to play. He did not practice all week. Aaron Brewer, who's played pretty well, he's one of our better rookies that we have had this year, or players we brought off the practice squad. He had COVID-19. I don't know if he's going to be eligible in time for the game. So it's probably going to be Jamil Douglas starting at that left guard, which is all right, I guess. But we know he struggled in the past, so that's going to play a huge role, especially with them having Calais Campbell. Now, they didn't have Calais Campbell in that first game. So we're going to have to keep our eye on that. But hopefully, I think the line will hold up. But we'll just see. All right, it's going to take some keys, a few keys to win this game. It's going to start with a turnover battle. We have to win the turnover battle. No matter if it's by 1, 2, or 3, we're going to have to win it. We cannot turn the ball over. Derrick Henry fumbled against the Texans. You know, Corey Davis with all the drops. We cannot. There's not going to be no room for error in this game. It's just not going to be allowed. Derrick Henry, we're going to have to get Derrick Henry going. Last couple of games, you know, we've been all right. If you take out the Green Bay game, we've had a good last couple of games. I mean, we've looked really, really good. The Green Bay game put a stain on us. But other than that, you know, this offense is rolling. The defense is slacking, but this offense is really, really good. And offense alone is going to probably hold us off a good bit of this game. We just need defense to make a few key plays, you know, win the turnover battle. That's going to be huge for us. Derrick Henry in the past 2 meetings, he had 195 in the divisional game, and he had 133 in October. The Ravens are going to come in here 8th in rushing yards allowed, so maybe we can take advantage of that with 108. And, you know, 108 to Derrick Henry means maybe 150, maybe. But they're 22nd in yards per game at 4.55. and Henry is averaging 5.4 yards a carry. So that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge for us. Also, what we're going to have to do, we're coming in at this is my second key. We're going to have to force some outside throws. We're going to have to. We're going to have to slow down Hollywood Brown because he's going to be the one that's a threat to take us off the top. And kind of like what Brandon Cooks did against the Texans. Like, he's going to be the one to take the top off us if he's given that opportunity. There's no excuse. We got Adoree Jackson back. He's got a few games under him. And Kevin Byard, he's had a good season, but it looks underrated to the eye. If you watch it, you're like, he's not doing much. But the stats will tell you that he's actually playing pretty good, but the eye test is failing. We cannot allow Lamar Jackson to get going. And in week 11, he was 17 for 29, 58% completion. He had 186 yards. He had a touchdown, and he had an interception. So we're going to have to take that away from him. We're going to have to make sure we get the ball and not allow those outside throws. Least amount of passing yards this season. So we're going to make sure we pressure him. Probably have our best chance coming out if we just try to take Hollywood Brown out the game, because I'm not really scared of Willie Snead. We're not going to stop Mark Andrews because that's his favorite target. We're not going to stop him down the middle of the field. Our slot corner, Desmond King, maybe Breon Borders, they might put on him. I don't see us stopping Mark Andrews, so I feel like our best opportunity is going to be Hollywood Brown. We have Lamar's number these last couple of games, so we just have to stay disciplined. No late hits, none of that extra stuff that's going to give them extra opportunities. Also, another thing, I don't want to just put it all on Derrick Henry. He's my main key to the game, but it's Tannehill's turn. Last year in the playoffs, Derrick Henry did a lot of the work. I really feel like they're going to have a good, they probably may give us a taste of our own medicine, for real. And Tannehill's going to have to, he's been so good that it almost sounds crazy for me to say he needs to play better. But I do want to see Tannehill make a play like in that Texan game to A.J. Brown. That was huge. We're going to need Tannehill to make on-point throws, which I know he is more than capable of because I see it every Sunday. Yeah, A.J. Brown as well, man. A.J. Brown was quiet last year. Corey Davis had a bad end of the season. But, we're going to turn it around. Khalif Raymond, I don't know if he's going to play a role like he did last year, but that was like one of the highlights of that last playoff game against the Ravens. And, we need to see more of that. Come out in the play action and hit somebody, take a shot early, throw them off a little bit. Put the pressure on Lamar, not just pass rush, but make him feel like he has to score. We don't want to score, and Lamar doesn't want us to score, then he has to come out and try to trump that play. That's not what he wants. So, with that being said, Corey Davis, this is a good game for you to get your redemption. A.J. Brown, this is a good game for you to solidify that elite level player that you are, and we'll see how that goes. All right, stop the run. This really, besides turnover battle, whoever can stop the run is going to have a great chance of winning this game as well. Struggled in the pass defense all season. The Titans have. We're allowing like 277 yards in the air. Lamar isn't necessarily the best thrower, but he still is an NFL quarterback, so he still can get those yards if needed to. Like I said, we're not going to slow down Mark Andrews. So our best opportunity is to just take Hollywood Brown out of the game as early as possible. Ravens have the #1 rushing offense. We have the second. Put up 404 yards on the Bengals. We're not the Bengals, but our defense is not good, so we're gonna have to take that element out of the game. And not even just Lamar, but just their whole running back core in general. J.K. Dobbins, we know what he can do. Gus Edwards, we just need to stop the run. No matter who it is, we just need to slow down the run. We're not going to stop it. We need to slow down the run as much as possible. And tackle well. Tackle well and be disciplined. All right, the special teams. Special teams is going to play a bigger role in this game than most, because in our past 4 meetings, special teams has played a huge role. We got Steven Gostkowski back, so no more Sam I Am Sloman. We appreciate your service, but you look like somebody that works at Walmart out there. I mean, you're like, what, 5'8", 205. I was like, dude, what the crap? But anyway, I want to have Steven Gostkowski back. He's proven it, and he's been inconsistent this year, but he's proven in the playoffs more than Sam I Am Sloman. So we got him back. Brett Kern made consistently good plays for us last year in that Baltimore game. Darrington Evans looked pretty good in the kickoff return role. So, and we know Justin Tucker. We know what a special player he is. Hall of Fame career he's put together. So, special teams are gonna play a big role. Don't want to give up nothing big. If anything, keep him out of field goal range as much as possible. That's going to be hard with Justin Tucker. But that's going to be a huge role that needs to be played really well, all phases of the game. And like I said, this rivalry comes down to special teams. The 2000 playoff game, Gary Anderson field goal in 2003. That's a great game. I watched it multiple times. And last season, in our last good season, which was 2008, we lost with an overtime kick. So, you know, field goals, punting, kick return, punt return, all of that is going to play a role. Every aspect of this game is going to play a role. And then last but not least, history. Is history going to repeat itself? You know, the Ravens are a true rivalry team at this point. You know, back when Eddie George and Ray Lewis were knocking heads, now it's going to be Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, who's going to rush the most. You know, we have 2 wins in the last 2 years, but in 4 playoff games over the years, each team has won twice. 2-2. The Ravens won the first 2. Titans won the last 2. The home team usually loses these games. So we keep all that into account. You know, we have their numbers, so let's see what's going to happen. It's game 5 for us meeting in the playoffs this coming up Sunday. Super excited. Cannot wait to watch this game. And we're going to see who comes out on top. I will do a follow-up video after the game. Much love to everybody who watched so far to this point. Where I left out. Thank you for watching.